Okay, so what's the job? I can't say no yet, because then you know exactly when you are consciously giving energy as a service, and when somebody wants to take it away, so you don't want to give. Now that's the distinction.
What is Reality Way? The path of life, first formalized and formulated by Dr. Gabriel through the practices and experiences of which man reaches the state of grace, the realization, the reality referred to by many older spiritual traditions. The system of reality transcends the scientific, philosophical, religious, or spiritual systems we know today by acknowledging and embracing them all. It is based on the Reality Codex, first published in Hungary in 2023, which is a simple, practical guide to the process of realization, where man is able to see himself, the external world, and the purpose of life on earth in reality. According to the followers of reality, it can give real answers to the most difficult questions of life on earth, such as, who are we? Where are we going? What is our purpose? Is there a God? And if so, where?
How can I create determination in myself?
Hello. My workplace has raised a question in me. A very brief background story is, well, I was unlucky to find a narcissistic person as my teacher, who has a narcissistic personality and tries to run him into the ground as much as possible. And so a question came up. The first thing that came up was, how can I handle this person with a personality? And then I thought about it more, and I looked inside myself more, and inside myself is what's causing this to happen to me, and why I've been given this teaching. And my biggest question about that is, how can I create the resolve inside myself? Because I can say no. But how can I say no firmly? That's the biggest question.
Simply just try, say no.
No, well, yeah, I can say, no, I'm going. I succeeded, but how can I create this determination in myself? This is the question.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The other day I got a sly question at the center. Then I remembered an old friend of mine. He was a Jewish friend of mine, and I don't know where he is in the world. I always say, listen, there's a difficult question. There is a Jewish saying, so says if the sun is purple, the weather will stay that way or change. Sorry, just what a saying, isn't it? It's like what I said the other day. Listen, if you planted the currant bush in the wrong place, it's in the right place now. Now let me start with something about ego. Thank you, Master. For directions, right? Well, you've started off well. Thank you very much. You've started off well, because in the world we meet, it's an old Buddhist revelation that there are two kinds of people we meet. Becomes your student or your master, which reminds me, let's put it in the little box here, that I was also asked at home, in parentheses, Master, how many friends a man needs in his life here on earth? I was thinking about it. I said 2. Only 2? Or just 2? And who is it? Well, I say, who is it? Well, one is yourself. The other is the present. Do you understand how simple it is? So, if you have two good friends, you don't need more. These two good friends of yours, yourself, and of course the samadhi means that you are in the best relationship with yourself. Being at your best in love with yourself will mean that you will be at your best in love with other people. So one of my best friends is myself, and the other is the present. If we just remember this much and use it, we can remember it. But you use it, we're heading for the heart straight away. It's just ego always comes in and explains it, but how simple it is, really. So coming back, we all encounter situations where it is worth reflecting on whether he is my disciple or my master, whom I am meeting. Obviously, at such a naughty young age, forgive me, we are usually still meeting masters, and masters usually teach us in two languages. Either what is good to remember, or the language of patience, or the language of love. When he is narcissistic, he is my master and teaches me in the language of patience. Because my point, which you've rightly picked up on, is that it's a very nice story because it says, well, let's see, if I'm all right, we'll assume, because you trust me. Then obviously the narcissist is all right, right? So what can I do about it? What does it say to me? How can I make this work for me? And obviously not by burying my head in the sand or running away right away, but by saying, okay, what's the job then? I can't say no yet. There is a way of saying that I am in a position of such favor and trust that I know your moves, your past. I mentioned the other day how difficult problems you've overcome. You fought. So bravo, bravo. That's the way to do it. To stop for a moment, to become aware, to examine where it comes from, what it teaches. Yeah, I still couldn't say no. I still have a lump in my throat. Then comes the next step. Yes, I can already say no. Remember the story. We've all lived it. I don't know how I got to the point where I said, well, no. But then I was really hurt. I mean, really. Poor thing. So that comes from the ego on the other side? You said it with great difficulty, and then for 2 days we tossed and turned without sleep. But really, are you so dishonest, so heartless? Well, no, it would have been fitting that it was, because we are used to it. And then, the next step is simply to become aware of it and practice it. No, and I'm not explaining. It is terribly difficult. I know it comes up once in our triple center and it comes up in the throat. Everything is being asked again. So with the triad comes the karma, comes the family karma, our relationship systems, that there are energy pulling situations around it. This is precisely one of the tasks of the trio, to stop complying, to put down the rules of decency that force me into an undignified situation in which I have no prospect. I sort it out. I start saying no. I become a noble person. I transcend. I quit. The connections that were pulling energy, they leave and hurt. Be happy about it. You'll be a little bit alone for a while, and you'll feel where I've got to. It's no man's land. And then I move on to the next situation. When I realize that they've had to go, I go into a community, say, where new friendships are made, and then new phenomena will appear, because I will start teaching, I will start helping others, and you will find that even here at the throat, what happens is that new correspondences will appear, because the people that I help heal, give advice to, whatever I do, I start to meet them again. They notice that you're being helpful, and they unconsciously start pulling your energy again. So you're asked again. And there you have to be able to say, without any hesitation, say no. Because then you know exactly when you are consciously giving energy as a service, and when somebody wants to take it away, so you don't want to give. Now, that's the yoga of discrimination, or the magic, or the miracle, or the moment of discrimination. When you realize that he is unconsciously pulling your energies, trying to dominate you. I don't know if you saw it back in the day. Oh, what was the title? A Heavenly Prophecy? Did you see that? And then there was this scene in the film where they were sitting on the bench, and he wanted to dominate her. Remember that picture? And then you could see it in his aura. You could see it in his energy system, that he was getting this red color on him. That's exactly right. It was a very accurate picture, that this red color was shining on the other woman. He pushed her, pulled away, and said he was standing up. She left him, realizing what was happening. It was a very beautiful scene. So when we find out that he wants to steal, he wants to take, he wants to use, he wants to dominate, then we can get out of it with a determined gender, even if it's my boss. But if that gender has no temper, no ego, but a more serene one, no, it's not my job. Then the tables will turn, and you will be his teacher. Because until then, he was yours. Because he was your teacher. He taught you something. You saw it. You reacted to it consciously. That's when you become conscious in the 10 degrees of your words, your actions. The tables are turned. You become his master. And he says, no, I don't see it in my job description. Otherwise, I'm calling my stupid lawyer. But that's it. Practice makes perfect. It's easy for me to talk, but if you'd seen how many years I've been fiddling with it, well, for a long time. But I had the time, because I'm not a young man anymore. Okay? Thank you very much.